2102 rear bath couples camping open range ultralight here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. And God bless it if this is not a shiny looker with a whole lot of sizzle to her. Completely carpetless, extremely pet friendly, not to mention even if you don't have pets, it's just much easier to keep clean. And an actually proven, tested 0 to 100 degree insulation package with a quieter cooling air conditioning system that won't wake you up when it kicks on at night. Isn't that something? A look with the slide out closed before we get too far along here reveals that short of the bedroom, you can get to everything in this RV with the slide all zoomed in like it is right now. So your seating, even your fridge, your cold storage, all your pantry space, everything there is going to be fully accessible, whether you're in transit or just at a quick travel stop or getting it packed up at home. Nice to be able to just hop in, use the bathroom, hit the fridge, anything like that. Now, despite being a lighter, shorter floor plan, the moment you walk into the 2102 open range, you've got a big camper feel to it, and it's because of a couple small but key details that they tuned in on here. First of all, they did extend the slide out a little bit. There are certainly similar layouts in the RV industry. The thing is, though, if you look to the left of that refrigerator, you see how they added that extra pantry right there. Additionally, this slide is 3 inches deeper than anything else you're going to find in this class, and you see that it is a carpetless floor flush slide, which is an industry exclusive quality. Similar to that, up here, if we take a look at the vaulted ceiling, you'll actually notice that this is the industry's first ultralight with like fifth wheel quiet cool air conditioning. So once again, it won't like wake you up if it kicks on at night. Now, most of the time when you're looking at a model like this, in front of that little L lounge area right here, there's going to be something like a free floating table that you can, juggle around the RV somewhere. But I started looking at this one, and of course there's no pedestal mounts right in front of it because that would actually, the slide closing would crush it. And I looked over here and I went, wait a minute, what is that bracket? And then I started opening things up, and lo and behold, I discovered that was one of the most unique things I've seen in an RV in a long time. And it looks like one of those camping hack things you might find on an RV forum. It is actually the mount for the removable dining table that you can add. It just slots right into place on this one. And that is open range doing open range things. They have always been these odd job cowboys finding interesting, weird, fun, and effective left of center solutions to things. So what's also neat is how it doesn't really eat up a lot of space, and its positioning makes it ideal for like wraparound seating and dining. It's very neat. It's very well done. What's also cool is because it's a single post, if you want to turn the table to kind of slide in and then turn it back, no sweat. Doesn't harm a darn thing, does it? Now, the kitchen, the tabletop here, they're all a thermofoil sealed edge countertop. And it seems like more and more campers are going to that, which is good. It's a better, superior material compared to a T-mold for sure. Costs a little more, but, the proof is in the pudding. Now, over here, we do have an 8 cubic foot fridge freezer with those beautiful stainless fronts. And again, they did extend this a little bit. And they included not one, but two of another of my favorite open range things. I call it the pull-out perfect pantry. I love it when storage comes to you and you don't have to go to the storage. It's just something they do extremely well at open range. Now, speaking of storage, let's take a look at the kitchen in a little more detail. Hardwood cabinet door frames and pocket screw cabinet styles are good indicators, so not guarantees, but they're good indicators that you're generally looking at a nicer brand. Now, a different thing they do at open range is above the microwave is actually where you're going to find something like satellite prep. And they do that up there so that it's there when you need it, gone when you don't, and it doesn't mess up the the entertainment center. You don't have to like have cables strewn everywhere. So the stainless appliance bundle they have in here looks pretty darn good, and I love that extra large breeze window they have there in the kitchen. More of that sealed edge counter stuff I was telling you surrounds the under-mounted stainless double sink right here. And the countertop extension I absolutely love because it gives you the counter space you want and need, and it organically creates like a shelf where below it's just begging you to put something like a wastebasket. Another thing they've done well over here is by recessing the stovetop, they've really maximized your prep space. And look at me, I forgot to hit the little LED accent button on the door handles there. Now something, I love the look of this thing. This Furrion stove right here with that like extra large drawer below. And I also love that finally the RV industry is becoming more in tune with the fact that a lot of campers are pet people. I know that when we camp, we tend to have one of our little fur buddies with us, and it is extremely nice to have little facilities like that there for them. Now, if you're not a pet camper, pop that thing out. It's just a little plastic insert you can swap out of there super, super easily. And a lot of people don't realize, they go, well, where's my pantry? In most versions of this floor plan, obviously you've got that double pull-out pantry next to the fridge. But this right here is really like the biggest bulk of your pantry storage. And I love how they utilize the space behind the entertainment center for either an extra closet, extra shelf space, huge amount of storage back there, and like a nice enclosed shoe garage where the shoes aren't inclined to sort of bleed into the living area, as it were. Coming over this way, you walk through an extra wide, what's called like farm door into the bedroom area. It's a sliding privacy door. But as we come in here, I want to point out we have, last year, Open Range Ultralights had this interesting 60 by 74 inch Camp Queen that came with a 6-inch convertible little adjustable block. Well, they said, you know what? Let's just, if we're building the space for an 80-inch bed, let's just go with the 80-inch bed. So this has the normal residential 80-inch queen. And I like how each side stand has its own outlets and has its own individual drawer there. Above, you've got your normal hanging storage. And then over here on the opposing wall, naturally, is where you would find your bedroom hookups for TVs. The bed is easy lift, obviously. And full storage below makes this simple. But once again, a nice material selection. You can see plywood bed base. They could have saved a little money with some structure board right there, which there's nothing necessarily wrong with. But this is a higher grade material because this camper is designed to last a little longer. That's also why they're not using like less expensive plastic holdbacks on things like these big doors right here. They went with the nicer ones. Now, the TV can swing out. I don't know if I can do it with just one hand here. I should have had this thing already popped open. Yeah, that'll give you the idea there. But the TV can swing out. You know, if you're going to be standing in the kitchen maybe doing some work and no one's really at the seating area, this floor plan probably doesn't need a swing out TV as much as many of the other ones. But I like that they didn't cut that corner. They were consistent and did the same thing the same way every single time. Now, we've already kind of taken a look at this over here, but there's a lot more than meets the eye to this little L-shaped sofa lounge. And whether it's an extra kick of storage access, or if you're going to have like an adult guest even with this full trifold sleeper sofa that you see over here, you've got some guest sleeping capacity as well. Now this is not quite as wide as like the rear height of bed you might find in a big fifth wheel, but it is much, much more comfortable than one of those old fold-out inner spring beds that you can see in the maybe $1 cheaper version of something like this. Obviously all the windows are going to open for airflow here, and those blackout window shades are, you know, great for privacy or just keeping the sun out of this thing. I love the gas strut that makes it super, super easy to get into that storage as well. Now back here for the bathroom, couple things. You can see we've got this big sliding like farmhouse style barn door almost, you know, and that gives you big wide open easy access to the bathroom, just like we had the big wide open entry door to the bedroom here. But a neat little detail that is often missed by some manufacturers, maybe they're just trying to save 15 cents, I don't know, is the fact that this one can actually latch shut when it comes over here to the opposing wall. So that's a tiny detail I keyed in on right away that I think is extremely well done. And man, oh man, if this does not just have an enormous like bath floor space back here. The big shower right here, plus the skylight and the vaulted ceiling make this very tall person friendly. And there is what I call a little bit of a toothpick linen storage right here. I like that they actually didn't put doors on that, which I wouldn't normally say. It's small enough to really keep stuff like linens in place, but you know, easily accessible still. So for just a quick in and out sort of grab situation. And then over here we've got this extra dedicated hanging closet and all kinds of additional storage space. So very, very well executed rear bathroom. Then little details like the thermal foil countertops with the stainless sink here in the bath area are sharp. Now, sometimes in a lot of RV bathrooms, when you start looking at cabinets under the sink here, you won't get a lot of storage. And you can see in this one, they left everything as far open as possible. And then once again, just like below that oven, they just did not let an ounce of space go to waste in this open range rear bathroom. Because the smaller the camper is, the more critical every ounce of that storage becomes. Now, the exterior here has seen a couple very small updates to the graphic packages, but overall the look hasn't changed much. Just kind of, it helps you understand a generational difference, I think, more than anything on here. Now, one thing I do like on these, they've got those nicer magnet latches on your baggage door holdbacks, which makes life simple. And you might notice that on both sides of your pass-through, you have the larger baggage doors for easier access. Great for things like bigger totes for your sewer stuff or those bigger folding camping chairs. Simple side mount solar prep over here. Ideal if you want a portable panel to sort of chase the sun around your campsite. Not every single campsite a roof panel is going to accommodate you. You know, there's different advantages to different types of solar. Now up front here, we've got larger 30-pound propane tanks for a 50% more capacity between swaps or fills, and a simple power tongue jack does the heavy lifting for you. And at this point, I'm kind of surprised, sort of like a power awning, that basically every camper doesn't come with a power tongue jack standard. They have changed the antenna on the roof of this thing, and I will tell you, going to have to do a little more learning about that thing, but it looks like you don't have to crank that up and down. It is not taller than the air conditioner, and it looks like it's just directional, so that should be simple and easy. Now, one thing I mentioned when this tour began is the Open Range Ultralite is the first ultralight in the industry to actually test and prove 0-degree functionality in a lightweight camper. And it seems like everybody and their brother wants to tell you that they're made for extended season use, and extended season could just mean a little further into spring and fall. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. But Open Range pushed further. One of the things that is really one of their defining qualities in a fifth wheel is their heavier insulation bundle. And they wanted to make that consistent through the whole family, and they have accomplished that. The slide out, remember, is 3 inches deeper than normal, and that little bit of extra nudge there gives you that larger cross breeze window. It keeps the L lounge and the refrigerator off the main floor plan. It gives the whole RV that extra sense of space inside you really want. You do have a simple water and cable dock station over here, and when I lifted up the bed, you may have noticed a little blue coily hose. That's where that would hook up to for an outside shower arrangement. We are ready for backup cameras, whether it's a simple backup or an in-motion observation model. We can assist you with those here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. We do that kind of stuff every day. These will all be prepped and ready for a bumper mounted grill. They always have a gas grill quick connect on the back there. The RVQ grill is an optional piece of equipment. We have found in recent years more and more people are turning more to aftermarket grill options as a preference as opposed to factory grill options. The corner trim on an Open Range is another one of these little variances that's easy to miss. If you listen, they're using metallic formed aluminum corner trim here as compared to traditional cheaper plastic screw trim. This is one of those longevity items that they build into the Open Range to help give it that additional structural coverage a lot of people are looking for. The power awning is easy tilt. It does have LED lighting across the entirety of it, which is pretty common at this point, but if I don't mention it, someone assumes it's not there, so pardon me for being redundant. They also, you notice there's no outside speakers on the sides of the camper. They're actually mounted in the awning heads so that when the awning is open, it points down toward your campsite and doesn't blow away the neighbors. Aluminum plank steps, a little dirty from the factory, but don't worry about that because we clean every new RV at no additional charge before it leaves here. We don't do extra hidden fees for things like getting the camper here, getting it clean, showing you how it works. All the basic bare necessity accessories like hoses and cables and stuff you're going to need, that's all included in our price tag here at Haylett RV. Under the awning, you also have outside TV hookups, and between these aluminum wheels, you've got a nicer riding Equiflex suspension system right here. And what that's going to do is help cut out a bunch of that herky-jerky shocks and jolt type stuff that bounce you around the vehicle when you go over some bumps in transit. Now, one other detail, stuff that you wouldn't normally see, but we aren't a normal dealer, we go a little further, is the PVC roof membrane on these open ranges. Almost every single other RV you find in the RV business has what is essentially the same roof. Whether they call it rubber or TPO, it's basically the same thing. PVC stuff here is slightly different. It actually carries, the material itself has a longer 15-year warranty as compared to the 10 to 12 on the normal roof membranes. Keep in mind though, that is just the skin. I'm not saying this has a 15-year roof warranty, because there are people that make their living saying half-truth lies like that, guys. I am not one of them. The material itself has a longer guarantee because it's a superior material. You always have things like seals that you need to maintain and take care of. That's not going to change, but look at how heavy-handed, almost comically heavy-handed on the sealant from Open Range. They do not want any sort of roof water penetration. You know, they have taken care of that. They are not minimalist when it comes to preventative care and maintenance. So this stuff right here, it has superior UV reflectivity, and it doesn't chalk. It doesn't grow black algae, which is where black streaks come from. It means this camper has reduced maintenance, not no maintenance, reduced maintenance, and it'll be easier to clean because you're not going to have those darn black algae black streaks just smeared all over the exterior. So, hopefully that gives you an idea what we'll do for you here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Whether it's hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, and RV delivery, everything in between. The only thing we don't do is hidden fees. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.